Ready? 10 seconds to go. 5. Start. Madam, I wish to draw the attention of the government through you to the disinvestment of shares in the public sector undertakings. As we all know, last year in the budget there was a provision to disinvest shares of select public sector undertakings to the extent of 20%, and the government had calculated that they would receive by way of revenue rupees 2500 crores. What has actually happened is that the realization from the shares which were decided to be sold has been much more. The government has got rupees 3000 and odd crores. The companies which are selected are companies which are doing well, whether they are the Indian Oil Corporation or the Steel Authority of India Limited or the Oil and Natural Gas Commission or MTNL. These are the companies which the government has earmarked, where part of the equity will be sold just now to begin with to the mutual funds and later on to the public. There are a few points to which I want to draw the attention of the government. While there may be nothing objectionable in disinvesting part of the government equity, now there is a talk that in view of the experience the disinvestment may go up to 49%. Since the government is considering disinvestment to such a large extent, a few points should be borne in mind. When you sell your own shares to the public, it is a one-time revenue that you get, because once you sell the shares, they have gone forever. It is therefore necessary on the part of the government to ensure that you get the best price. Actually, you get your worth of the shares. I don't know why the government has not come forward to tell us what is the method of calculating of the price at which they are selling their shares. Even when a private sector company goes public, it fixes a premium which is vetted by the controller of capital issues of the Ministry of Finance. In public sector undertakings, there should be a method by which the Parliament must know what price of government has fixed for the shares of those public sector undertakings, and it would be much more advantageous and it would be a correct procedure to follow if there is some sort of a tender or public issue of these shares. Why should there be secrecy? There should be total transparency in the transaction. Government should come out with a position paper giving details such as what are the names of the undertakings, whether they have already sold the shares which they proposed to sell, what are the numbers of shares they sold, what is the price fixed, who were the buyers, and what was the method followed in selling those shares. I understand from the speech of the finance minister in the budget that for the next year they are going to evolve some guidelines and procedures. My request to the government is that they should come out with a clear-cut procedure where the government realizes the best price for the shares and the shares are widely distributed to the public in case they are going to make it a public issue. Madam, my other point apart from the high realization is the use of money so collected. It is very well known when any private entrepreneur sells capital assets, the procedure are used either to buy another capital asset or to repay debts. Unfortunately, because of the difficult financial situation of the government, the money collected last year has been spent on expenditure. It is a very dangerous thing. Madam, if you sell all your premium shares of public sector undertakings and use that money for your current year expenditure, then it is a very bad way of financial management. I request the finance minister through you that this year whatever realization they will make out of the proceeds of the shares of public sector undertakings should be strictly used either to acquire another asset or to repay debts so that liabilities of the government come down to that extent. It is prudent financial management to use the accretion on capital account for either another asset on the capital account or a debt repayment on the capital account. Sir, this is a very serious matter, and if we are going to amend the constitution and oust the jurisdiction of the High Court and the Supreme Court, there may be other people who would like to amend the constitution for certain other purposes. Going up to the High Court and getting writs is not a right provision. You know, people are going to the high courts and getting writs. Are we then to amend the constitution to make it impossible for people to get these writs? That will be a very serious matter, and it will be a wrong thing if we begin to amend the constitution because it does not please a particular section of the people of India.